Hello everyone, welcome to a Gradius III speedrun tutorial. I'll be doing this on easy because that's the fastest way to do this game, and for the most part, for the stages it'll be bare bones, and I'll get into depth with lag reduction and boss quick kills, which are the primary ways to save time in a speedrun. So first off, we're going to select easy, of course, and change our controls so that missile is not the same as shots. You can put whatever controls you want. Next, we're going to select our power-ups, and the most important here is E.Laser, because it's what allows you to do quick kills. Everything else I'm selecting is my setup, and it's very important for me, but there are a few others you can possibly do. It might save time. Maybe not. So here we're starting the game. First off, we're gonna want to get at least one speed up. We'll need at least two for later in the game, so I'm gonna get two right now. You could get the next item as a laser. It's frames faster if you do it correctly, but I'm going for safety here, and next power up is the shield, and then we're gonna get missiles right after that. So now don't forget any enemies like I just did there. Those little carrier enemies at the bottom I just blew up down one hit to missiles, so definitely missiles on them. These sand dragons cause a lot of lag if you're not careful, so you want to kill them as quickly as possible. And try not to have any more additional bullets on screen as they're dying, but it's not super important to do that. And if you stop too early, you're just gonna have them last longer. So now I have laser, and it kills the sand dragon pretty quick. Obviously, you have to be fully charged for that to work. And the next power up we're gonna be getting is option, which we'll get right before the boss. So here we go into the boss. There is a way to kill him with only 2 charge shots. It's kinda tight, but here I kind of fail not only 2 shots but 3. But you want to get inside his little mandibles to make sure that if you miss it, you can just kill him off quickly. I kind of line up right above the backside of the option power up. There I got the 2 hits kill, just to show it off. And as soon as his mandibles hit my option, that's when I start charging, and I try to stagger it a bit so that the options charge still hurts the boss after my charge does. So now we're into the next stage. Well, the intermission between the stages. Here I'm just gonna want to get to Mega Crush, which is my exclamation mark. Oh, well, first I want to get double, because lasers cause more lag, and unless I was TAS, I couldn't really make good use of it. So now I want to get Mega Crush, which is a screen clear. Same with the blues, but they're a little different. Gonna use a Mega Crush here. It's not important, but there's a little bit of lag, and Mega Crush causes a little bit of lag. I'm not sure if it's better to use one there or not, but I do anyways. gonna want to get back up to Mega Crush before a pretty big laggy area. So here we are, coming up on a bunch of bubbles. You can see that huge one. It's just gonna break down into a bunch of smaller ones, and that causes a lot of lag. This is a big area for losing or gaining time because the lag here can be quite massive. I've lost like 10 seconds here before. So my idea with the Mega Crush for this area is to wait till they're that second size here to use it. Unfortunately there it didn't work too well because none of them had any hits on them. So the Mega Crush will kill the tiniest ones right out, and they'll sometimes kill the level 2 ones right out, but usually you have to have at least one hit on one for that to work. So of course the idea here is to try to get the bubbles, to kill all the bubbles to reduce lag, if they're over here, usually they'll go off screen, so you want to just focus on the ones on the right side of the screen, which is why I go down here with double. Anyways, we're on. Since I used Mega Crush, my power up meter is empty, and it gives me just the right amount to get to Laser before the boss. So now I've got Laser, we're going into the boss. I'm gonna start charging to get rid of his bubble that spawns up there. Unfortunately, my setup can cause a death, but what I try to do is line up so that when his bubble touches the gap between Mega Crush and Shield is when I start charging, and then I kill his bubble as it's spawning up here, and then move down here to where I can hit him as soon as he's vulnerable. Moving on into the next stage. Didn't mean to mess with the volume there. Again, we're gonna want to get double right away, and then set up for Mega Crush. This stage we're gonna be wanting to get to the bonus stage, which, depending on the stage, they have various requirements. This one, according to GameFAQs, it's kill all ground enemies, but I'm pretty sure it's just kill all the carrier enemies. But I'm gonna kill all enemies anyways, so it doesn't really matter. So here I'm just gonna Mega Crush as soon as he releases 3 of the enemies, which is what he did. All he does in one go, and then kill all the enemies. So there we go, all the carriers are dead. Bonus stage should be unlocked now. The bonus stage on this stage saves about a minute and a half, so it's very important to get this bonus stage. And these guys coming from the left are, they shoot 8 bullets, so you want to get rid of them because they cause a lot of lag. Now it's just using Mega Crushes wherever they cause the most deaths, and going on. These volcanoes don't cause too much lag, so I'm just gonna skip the second one. And the bonus stage is right up here in the roof. Don't fly into the roof, but fly just below it, and you'll enter. So here we go into the bonus stage. It's pretty straightforward, just don't fly into walls. Kill enemies if you need to. The earlier the better, so they don't get any bullets off. Get points if you want. The ones that respawn 6 times, so you can get a total of 7. There's 3 extra lives per bonus stage. I'm gonna be getting them all here. Again, that's not important because you do not want to die in a speedrun because you lose all your power-ups. I'm just showing off a little swag here, I guess. And here, right by this last power-up I can pick up, there's a guy that can spawn there, but I'm not sure how his despawn count works, but just be aware of that. Here we're moving into stage 4. We're gonna take the bonus stage here as well, and the requirement for it is to have nothing selected in your power bar. Also, the hitbox for it to get in early is pretty small, so I'm gonna be wanting to lose my shield or go into it to make the window for getting into it bigger. Because for some reason my hitbox and my hurtbox don't increase by the same amount. So here's Moai heads. They're only vulnerable when their mouths are open. I'm gonna use a Mega Crush here. It's probably about the last possible time I can use a Mega Crush to still get a Mega Crush to get into the bonus stage. Again, I want to not have any power-ups selected to go in, so when I use a Mega Crush I won't have any selected after that. So here I am, no more shield, I have Mega Crush selected. I want the longer platform here, you can see this is shorter, to be on the bottom, because the bonus stage is right up here. I'm gonna use Mega Crush to kill this guy coming up. There we go, and fly right into the entrance. Do it again. It's a little bigger than it looks, but it takes a while to spawn on screen. So if you try to get into it, as soon as the Moai head is on screen, it's not gonna work. It has to last a little bit before it's actually there. So here we are on the bonus stage. First thing I want to do is get my shield back. And then just get Mega Crush. Again, don't fly into walls. Kill all the bubbles before you get into them. I'm gonna show off all 3 extra lives. You don't need them. And just make your way through the stage. So here we are going into stage 5. Big thing with this stage is fireballs, and they can split up into multiple little fireballs, which when there's a lot on screen, again, it causes lag because there's a lot of sprites. So what I want to do is stay forward of the fireballs so that they don't they don't split up. There's gonna be some fireballs that are gonna kind of home towards me, and so I'm gonna manipulate it so that they don't hit me and they get further left so that they don't split up too much. There's one fireball, 2, and then 3, and then I move back because the next one has that one there kind of homes in on me. You can just stay in the bottom for that first part and you'll avoid them all. Now I'm just avoiding the rest of the fireballs. Come up here and wait for about here to use my Mega Crush because of all of that lag, and then get power-ups to be able to select E.Laser. And there we go. Come on through here, and there's 3 more, and then a single one. Alright, so now we're on to the boss. This boss, it's purely RNG where he spawns from. If he spawns from the top left or bottom right, you can just move forward to the middle or back to the middle to manipulate him to keep moving forward. If you don't do that, he'll just go in a circle. His invulnerability period is kind of not that easy to guess, and all you want to do is just keep charging your laser and run it into him before it shoots off, because he's not always going to be in front of you. So here you can see I don't know how to manipulate that correctly, so he's kind of going in a circle. I'd still managed to get him down pretty quickly. There I kind of misestimated his inner vulnerability, but I picked it up anyways. So when I start charging the first time is an audio cue right about that note. Okay, I was wrong, it's the next little note. I'll go through it again to see if I can pinpoint the note correctly. There's a crescendo, not really a crescendo, and then the low note is when I start charging. Alright, so on to the next stage. Stage 6. You don't really need any Mega Crushes for this stage, but again, since we're not using anything else, might as well get it selected. Of course, first we're gonna get double, and since I took a hit, I'm probably gonna get my shield back, because again, I don't really need any power-ups for this stage. And there we go, got my shield back. Next I'm getting Mega Crush, just killing all the enemies as they enter the screen. Another thing about this stage is it's where the game starts shooting a lot more bolts at you. So again, kill the bolts as soon as kill the enemies as soon as possible. These guys that I'm killing kind of explode if they're left on screen long enough and shoot like a volley of 5 shots at you while they do it. I'm gonna use my Mega Crush here to make it so I can get E.Laser for the boss and still be set up for Mega Crush early on the next stage instead of getting double, which I'm pretty certain is faster. And you'll see why when I get there. So I have E.Laser equipped. just dodging these guys that cause a lot of lag, but I can't do anything about it. They just die as soon as they're off screen, and that's the only way they die. Get my laser and pick up these power-ups. And now we're on to the boss, where I have a visual cue. I want to be right lined up with this in the background. Y'all can see my cursor, right? Yes, okay, good. Kind of late for me to be checking that. So I'm gonna start charging, run into him. Unfortunately there, I didn't stagger it enough. My option hit him when he was still in invulnerability. You can hit him pretty quickly down. He only takes 3 charge shots. And they don't all need to be fully charged. So you can release one early. And it might kill him, but it's kind of a risk. So here we go again. I did it right this time. Ran into him, made it so my option didn't run into him. Now, let's go to the next stage. Stage 7. Here we're just gonna get... Here's where having 2 speed ups is important. Because you're gonna see it's gonna be going super fast. There I get my Mega Crush. And here is a bunch of bullets, and this is the reason I want Mega Crush. Mega Crush can get rid of all these bullets. And without it, they're left on screen, so it lags a lot longer. So now that I have that done, I want to be selected on option here. And you can see it's starting to speed up. There's a couple paths you can take through here. I prefer to do down here in this first part, get through that, and then up through this second part. There's also some dead ends you want to be careful of. So there's down then up. And just go through this corridor as it forces you. Another way I've heard of is just go up the whole time. So you go up, go through here, go up a little bit. Unfortunately, that little area is hard to get through. I just wanted to show off how hard it was to get through, so I died. The way to get around that is to go back as far as possible, and then move forward at the last moment. And there you go. So here we are on the boss. I have a very specific setup to get a single volley kill here. So what I want to do is... I didn't get it there, but what I want to do is... Hold on. I want to lure him up, wait for him to shoot, and then get my option. Next, I want to line up with this these horizontal lines in the background. Let me show that again. And I start charging as soon as he hits the roof here. So I lure him up, he shoots, I get my option. Line up here, he shut the roof, and I charged my shot. And killed him in a single volley. And that's about all there is to it. Next, we get it to the boss rush. So this is a fun little stage. First, there's just a bunch of these power-up guys. I'm gonna get up to selected on shield. And selected on shield, and I'm counting power-ups, so there's a blue. I want to kill 6 or 7 after this blue drop to manipulate a blue drop later on. So there's 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I'm just avoiding the rest so I don't accidentally make them drop a power-up to get my count off. So here we go, first boss of the rush. He's gonna do 3 movements and then open up, and then do 1 movement and shoot. Start charging on the end of the second movement. So start charging there, and then it's not always easy. Let me show the first one again. So start charging on the end of the second movement. Line up to get all the shots to hit him. Sometimes it's easier to line up the next shot by letting go of the shot button for a moment. Then you're gonna want to line up a little below the bottom missile. Line up all your options with you as well. And there. He's dead. It's a little tough to get down, but practice it and you should. Moving on to the next boss. I don't want to... My setup for this is to lure him down. Let me get my paint up so I can show my visual cues. So there is a trick to get in between his arms when he closes them, so that you can kill him quickly. You can kill him in a single volley, but I don't have a super consistent setup for that. It's very similar to what I'm doing here. So as you can see, I'm inside his arms and I'm not getting hit. So now I'm gonna describe what I'm doing. So I'm gonna be kind of in the middle of where he's gonna be lured. So my first visual cue is where he's gonna shoot his bottom shot up top, which is right here. I'm gonna lure him down. And there's his middle shot. Or lower shot, the top of his lower shot. I want to be a little above, just slightly above. Hold on. I did not want to turn that red. I'll be slightly above the middle of the two, so right about there. Maybe a little slightly lower than that, but that should be good right there. And then I'm just start charging when he starts closing his arms the second time. And then I'm just inside killing him. Do it again. Get my little setup. I'm a little high, so I lower myself. Since I was really low, I took hits there. Show it one more time. In the middle. Start charging when he closes arms second time, and then move in and kill him. Easy. So this third boss, I don't really have a consistent way to quickly kill him. I can kill him in 2 volleys, but that's not very consistent. You don't have to sneak into the middle of the lasers like I was doing there. Usually I just go for 3 volley kill like that. Since there's not much to describe, I'm just gonna go on to the next boss. Here I want to be right about in the middle of the screen, going up and down. There's quite a large window, so I don't need to be exact. And then I'm gonna move back till I'm just about over the laser. I'm gonna count these flashes, so I'm gonna wait for that missile to pass to move back to just above double. And I'm start my charge when slightly after the start of the 5th flash. So here we go, I'm lining up. I'm a little lower than I was last time, but I should still be good. That's kinda low. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, start charging. And there's my quick kill. If you're too far back, you won't get it, but it's pretty easy to finish him off. It's just gonna take a little bit of time. You're gonna want to dodge missiles and everything. So as you can see, it took a lot longer because I didn't get the quick kill. Moving on to the last boss. Again, I'm gonna use paint for a couple visual cues here. I know that for this one, hold on, there we go. His vulnerable spot after this shot is gonna be right about here, just above that 3rd laser down. So I move down there, start charging my shot right about when he shoots, so about the same time I'm moving down. Then the next vulnerable spot is gonna be right above this 3rd laser. Right about there. I'm not even gonna let go of a shot in between those two. And then just go kill him. It can take 2 volleys. But in general, I just want to get him before he balls up. So there's a 2 volley kill. And first I want to lure him up for my visual cues. Didn't mention that. So he's gonna ball up, but the important thing there is to avoid him, because he's gonna try to home in on you. And once he does that, he's just gonna move straight back, so it's a free shot afterwards. Now we're moving into the next stage. First thing I want to do is replenish my shield if I lost any, which I already did before. Next I want to get double, and we're going to keep double for a lot longer this time. And now just get Mega Crush and keep it. Here we're moving through. These guys shoot a lot if you don't kill them right away. So you're gonna want to do that. Again, you got little carrier enemies, they die in 1 hit to missiles. Now here, is my first indication of my blue manipulation. This guy died second and he dropped a blue, which is what I want, or one later than that. So if either of these guys drop blue and you're not sure whether it was the first or second, you're gonna want to skip a red guy later. That will reset you up on your manipulation. Ideally, you're gonna want this next waiver to drop a blue so you can use a blue on all those guys. Now you got more of those 8-way shooters. You gotta kill them as soon as possible or they'll lag up the screen. Again, going through, just killing everything. Coming up here, there's gonna be 3 red waivers that I want to kill because they all drop power-ups. And I know I'm lined up on my manipulation. And here we come into the boss. Keeping double here because I have not gotten it to be quicker to use E.Laser on this boss because the passageways to his cores are very small and they eat up the charged E.Laser before it can get to him. I'm gonna line up on the bottom, just above the gap between option and E.Laser, killing both the wall crawler spawners first, and then moving on to killing the cores. And while I'm killing the cores, I can have my upper double hit the lasers and the waiver spawners. I'll show that again. I'm lined up, have my options above me, so I can get a nice little volley of shots in on everything. Kill the 2 wall crawler spawners, then just focus on the cores. Don't want to let a waiver get out because they'll shoot a lot of bullets. Okay, I'm moving in and out here with the cores because your bullets kind of sometimes line up so that even though you're lined up vertically for them to get in there, they won't hit. So moving on, here's the next half of this stage. Since my blues are manipulated correctly, this first guy is gonna drop a blue. See, which is what I want. Alternatively, you can have one more kill and have that guy drop a blue, which will work as well. Get rid of these wall tiles, it causes a lot of lag. Alternatively, you can also shoot at them, I'm not sure if that saves any time or not. Get laser here, and come through here, going the top route. It's the easiest, you don't have to remember whether you have to go up or down, just keep with the top route. Moving on here, we're gonna have a lot of wall crawlers coming in from behind. We're gonna have 3 more after the wire loaded there was because I went over having double selected. So I want to have double selected after I kill these bosses. So after those 2 red guys, there's gonna be 3 more sets of wall crawlers. Third one brings with it the boss, the first part of the boss. The easiest way to take care of him is to just go underneath him, start charging your shots. He takes 2 charge shots as long as the full charge hits him. There, just like that. Slightly faster, you can go above. Pretty sure it requires you to be reduced, so if you're not, don't try this, probably. It's only slightly faster. And then for the fastest, you just kinda charge and run into him. It's risky though, as you can see. I start charging as soon as his top claw hits, and then let's see that again. Right, start charging right there, then move back into him, but not too far. You might want to release shot after that to make it make sure that you can charge again. And then move back into him. And he's dead. Oh, let's see it again. There, I kind of was too low, so his bottom leg got my charge. Again, it's risky. That time I ran into him before I was fully charged, and so he didn't die. There you go. Now we're gonna have another group of wall crawlers come from behind, and almost immediately after that you'll have your next boss. So here I'm gonna start charging as soon as his bottom leg comes on screen, and that'll be enough. There's also a quick kill that if you somehow are able to stagger your options shots, you can kill him like before he fully gets on screen. I have not found a consistent way to do that, so I'm just gonna move on here. Coming up here is the last stage. I have double selected from the end of the last stage, so I want to pick that up right now. And get selected back on E.Laser, because I'm gonna need that right at the start of the actual stage. Avoiding the rest of the power-ups because I don't want to get off of E.Laser. From up here's the last group of enemies before I select E.Laser. They all drop power-ups, so I'm gonna select double with them. Coming up, we have the meatballs. Let me rewind here. They all spawn like middle and low. Some a little higher, but mostly in the middle and lower middle of the screen. Just keep that in mind. I'm gonna start charging on that note. Very prominent note. It's easy to recognize. Stagger my shots by running into him right when he gets on screen. And then just hold shot the rest of the time and do the work. This guy's gonna sneak into the ground here. If you let any of these meatballs get away, they'll spawn a bunch of these arms, up to 3 on screen at once, and it causes a lot of lag. So you want to get through this quickly. Most of it's just remembering where they spawn, which is again just in this area. And with the shots staggered from that first encounter, you can quickly take care of them all. They each take 4 fully charged shots, and there you can see I'm getting a bit of lag because I let that guy live. Again, I'm letting this guy live way too long. So he's lagging up the screen. But I'm just gonna move on from here. After getting through that area, I'll select double. Not super important, but it makes this area a little easier. I'm gonna get selected up to E.Laser. You probably want to be selected 1 or 2 down from E.Laser because there's a chance you can get blockaded by a power-up, and you want to be on E.Laser for the boss coming up. So here you see those 2 red guys in front. Those guys are the ones that can blockade you with power-ups. An important thing to note here is that wall that I just went through, it respawns. So you're gonna want to start shooting at a area that hasn't been opened up at all, and then move through that. As you can see, I'm staying a little high, leaving the lower part of the wall untouched until I'm ready to move through. I'm doing the same here, and I almost died, or I almost got hit there, but moving on my way onto the boss, you can just stay at the front there, spamming shots. If you don't have laser here, you'll just lose a little bit of time. You can still spam shots into his mouth, but it'll take 2 rounds rather than 1. So here we are. An easy way to do this is just to start charging as soon as he closes his mouth when he's talking. Finally done talking. So right there, charge. And he's dead. My setup for it is to count 1 Mississippi 2 when he closes his mouth. I think I do that here. So 1 Mississippi 2 charge. And that's all there is to it. So thanks y'all for watching. I hope to see a few more runs this game. It's really fun to speedrun, even though it is an autoscroller. Don't let that take away from it. There's still skill involved. Again, thank you everyone for watching. I'm gonna try to get a submission video for GDQ, and hopefully I'll get some more recognition for this game, and y'all can look at this to get an idea of how to speedrun.